Hi, I'm Michael Bailey. Well, it's loud. Basically, this is the third pod camp that I've been to. 30 seconds. And what I heard in the first two, at Pod Camp Boston and Pod Camp Pittsburgh, was a common question of what does it take to get started. And so I just thought I would bring some stuff that I collected this last week. And then just whoever wants to see it can see it. And this is a setup that fits in a bag. So you can basically go anywhere you want and set up a video cast or a podcast. And this is kind of what it takes to do it. So I guess to start with, I got a really good deal on the mics and they sound really good. So anybody that wants to come up and check it out, feel free to do that. They're $60 a piece. They're phantom powered. The preamp that you need is a USB powered device, $149. Takes 2 mic inputs. They have a similar device, but you only get like 1 mic and like a guitar, so you don't get 2 vocals. And if you're going to interview anybody, especially, you're definitely going to probably want the 2 mics. So anyhow, I thought we could just maybe create a video cast and then post it on the web somewhere. And
video cast.
Oh, and one other thing, I have the output of this preamp, the line out, I just run through an iRiver, $100 I think. So if I hit record on this, I can do an MP3 file at the same time that I'm doing a video cast.
So what's important about the line out?
I guess the line out gives you what's important about it.
Yeah. Is it like the output or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like the output. I mean, actually, the sound that we have right now goes through the USB, and it's brought in as a USB sound card, pretty much. The line out lets you monitor like what signal's going through there into your PC. So I thought I'd take advantage of having that audio and just go ahead and do a podcast at the same time. And I'm not a podcaster, by the way. So if I figure if I can pull this stuff off, anybody that really has an interest in it can take it to the next step. I use Windows PC, XP. Windows Movie Maker is free if you have XP.
I'm sorry.
Well, they got to give us something.
Yeah.
Headache.
Lots.
Headache.
Lots.
Reboot twice. Call me in the morning. Anyhow, so I record mine at 320 by 240, just because I know it's going straight to the web.
And that's usually what they recommend for video podcasts.
Is it? Okay. I'm not a video caster.
I know, I just read a lot,
Yeah.
so that's what they say.
And then once we get done with the video, I use Blip TV, another free service. And they have, if you use a WordPress blog or Blogger, Typepad or anything, they have a tool called Blip. And what it lets you do is just pass in your user ID and your password to the Blip service, and it'll then take whatever file you upload and create a post on your blog. And they transcode your video from whatever format you send it to them into a Flash-based video, and they put it over on the blog for you. That's actually how me and Jeff started this morning.
Jeff and I.
And Jeff and I. I'm from Missouri.
English is an evolving, living language.
Yes. You really can't even tell I'm nervous, can you? No, sorry. I'm a programmer, damn it.
I'm sorry, that tool is called Blip for WordPress?
Yeah, you can get it from Blip TV. There's a link on their site for tools. They have another one that actually plugs into to Windows Movie Maker as like an add-on, but it doesn't let you tag it or put the description that's going to show up in your blog post.
Okay.
So it just kind of gets it there, straight out of Windows Movie Maker. So you probably would want to get Blip.
But you did the editing using Movie Maker?
Yeah, I'm kind of okay, I'm hitting record and we're going to do this.
Oh, great.
And then when we're done, it's going to the web. Yeah. But you could, there's probably better PCs editing tools, but I couldn't even tell you what those were.
You could get Adobe Premiere Elements, which is the basic Adobe video editing software for $100. if you have a Mac, just use what they have, because it's some of the best stuff out there that all the movie houses are using.
I have that.
If you have that, go with like the Adobe Premiere Elements. That's what I use at home. Or even go to adobe.com and you can do free trial for 30 days on all of their different video editing software. They'll allow you to do that.
What's the learning curve on Elements?
Elements is really easy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I started with a free trial of Adobe Premiere Pro,
that's what I'm,
and then I stepped down.
okay.
You lose a little bit of the features, of course, because you're not on Pro anymore and you're $400 cheaper. But you can learn a lot. And I'm gaining the Canadian accent with asking a question every time I make a statement.
Awesome.
It's not hard. I'm from Minnesota, so
Right.
so it's not tough.
No, it's not hard.
You're almost Canadian.
Almost.
Almost, eh?
It was
Hey.
Adobe Premiere Elements?
Elements, yes.
Come to the one.
Oh,
It's $108 Canadian
how much?
conversion. $99 American.
Yeah.
I think it's at $1.08 now, the conversion. At the airport, anyway.
So, okay, I hit start capture about a minute and 4 seconds ago. So the first minute of the thing will be pretty boring, I guess.
What's the advantage to running it through your iRiver now?
That I can simultaneously do the video through Windows Movie Maker, and I'm capturing just a straight MP3 file, so we're actually like podcasting while we video ourselves. So I guess you could, depending on it, I would like to see, if you're going to be a video podcaster, go ahead and release the audio for it too. But it's a big time-consuming project to take your video and try to just extract the audio out of it. So I'm like, I had this, by the way, just sitting around in the office, and it fits, so I figured you might as well use what you got.
Use what you got.
Yeah.
Does that really make sense though? Because if the audio makes sense on its own, it shouldn't be a video broadcast.
Why not?
Well, you
What
see,
is-
I'm sorry, the radio announcers, and they will occasionally, like you see Imus, and they'll have the camera on Imus. He still does his radio shows no matter what, but it's still kind of neat to see him, I think, to see him sitting there talking with his hat on and everything. I just said I watched Imus, but that's okay. I don't, but he's an example. So,
Or Mike
his
and Mike
audio
in the
makes
morning,
total
if you're
sense, 'cause
sports fans. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN, they have their show on every morning, 3 hours. It's a radio show that you can listen to in your car, but you can also watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And they get paid good money to do it.
Well, if we had a really good topic, like if this was a real presentation, right? And I brought in
It is
Lisa
real.
Barnes. Well, I mean, like if I was going to do this on a regular basis,
Yeah.
then a lot of people do listen to podcasts and podcasts only. And so if I gave them that MP3 file, they could still do that. They could hear the interview and everything we're talking about. But if you're online, you could go ahead and watch the video too. I guess video iPods, you could get it as well.
Okay, in this situation, the information is the audio, and it's nice to see what the people look like.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But, for example, the things I look at are how to do things with Photoshop or critiques of photos. If you can't see the photo, then
Right.
the critique is kind of pointless.
Right.
Well, when it comes to a video podcast, one of the things that doesn't work is if it's a talking head. So there's a law firm here in Toronto that did a video podcast. It's boring as hell. Boring as hell. Not only because they're using big legal terms, but because it was just someone sitting in front of a bookshelf talking about mergers and acquisitions, like Yawn Fest. And so that would be best suited as an audio podcast, because then I could just listen to it.
It's easier
I
to
wouldn't
see.
listen to it, but you get my point. But as a video podcast, what you're looking is providing that information, but in an entertaining way. So maybe you could have the lawyer stripping. Not sure if that would be exciting, but it's
I'm not
certainly.
going to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it either. But so in that case, yeah, for sure. In that case, if it's going to be a talking head, forget the video podcast.
Yeah, the visual has to be additional information.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Well,
French made TV.
For entertainment. I mean,
Yeah, for
entertainment's not
entertainment.
additional information. Really.
There's a video
I
podcast
guess.
out there called French Made TV, and one of their most recent episodes was about domain names, how to register a domain name at GoDaddy. Okay, would you be interested in hearing about that information?
They had another one where they brought in like 7 or 8 people who had registered domain names through GoDaddy.
Okay,
And so they had a video of them talking. It was just a big infomercial.
right. But the one before that, the way they showed it was women who were French maids, dressed as
Yeah,
French
something.
maids, and they were sitting in front of the computer registering domain names. And so you're bringing in a little bit of sex appeal, a little bit of entertainment, and making this mundane topic seem very interesting.
Yeah.
And you sat and watched it? Did you not know how to make a domain name?
I know how to do it.
Or did you watch it for the,
It was for the fashion tips.
nice?
I watched it, but I didn't watch it for that. But I think you have a valid point. I mean, if you're watching an instructional video and you need a screenshot or they show you how to use some software and stuff, you know, like those video professors, CDs, DVDs that you can get, that in itself, you gotta have the video. You know, and there is no extra, there is no value added stuff, just to have the audio track from that I could see. So,
Do you think anybody actually watches them?
the video?
The video professor things?
I don't know.
They must do. They
I know,
keep working.
I made one years ago on how to do desktop publishing, and I couldn't watch it. You know, I mean, it was awful. And the guy was a perfect expert, you know, and
Well,
it was sort of interesting, but it's very hard to watch
Yeah.
video, instructional video.
Well, I think the topic, to start out with, the topic
bought
is
some, too.
even entertaining, you know, how to use Excel. Well, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, boy,
We're
yeah,
gonna do some
oh,
spreadsheets
boy.
now. So, yeah.
Well, you know, I think the flip side of that is that perhaps the more boring a subject may appear, the more you want to possibly do a video broadcast because you can introduce the visual elements. So you can show the actual spreadsheet there, or you know, the pictures of the mergers and acquisitions, some sort of schematics,
Sure.
to take away from just this mundane person talking and whatever it might be. So I think visual elements can definitely lighten it up.
Yeah. And I mean, I certainly applaud everyone people who attempt to podcasts. I applaud them, but at the same time, there needs to be some knowledge of what people are going to tolerate when it comes to watching a video podcast.
Christie's Auction House has a really cool series, which is essentially it boils down to art education, talking about various things in art. What they're really doing is convincing you that this merchandise that they just acquired for auction is worth a whole lot more than it really is, and you should come and bid $3 million instead of just $2 million. There was one about a whole set of Louis XIV furniture that they acquired for auction, the best collection in the world, they say. And there was a lot of interesting information about the art, but of course it's a marketing thing.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So it combines
All
the
about the
pod and the marketing, which that other woman would have been interested in it.
The banker? No,
The woman who was sitting
Yeah.
here.
The Rogers
the,
thing.
the banker. I call her the banker now.
Where's the money? Yeah, but where's the money in that?
So I guess total, I mean, I guess my whole point was just because everybody I heard ask the questions, you know, well, here it is. Here's how you can either get started. Because a lot of people are saying you don't need anything to get started. Go buy a $6 microphone and stuff. Ugh. It just doesn't sound good, you know. Yeah, you may be started, but you're not going to have any subscribers because who wants to listen, you know, to some poor
Well,
quality audio.
Scratchy
yeah,
audio.
well, I spent a lot of time in broadcasting and television, and, you know, over 30 years, radio and all that. I mean, it doesn't, if you have a good idea, it doesn't matter if you have a $2 tape recorder, you know, a $1 camera, it doesn't matter, but it's got to be content. There's got to be content. You know, in the video professor, wow.
I'm going to get you a set of
That's pretty bad.
Well, it's just like,
But if you had something very specific, like, you know, how to, I don't know, think of something very specific. Well, there's one thing, fetish videos. You know, apparently they sell like crazy. You know, all over the world. Like wearing fancy shoes or something.
Well,
What
Porn
they are.
decided whether beta or VHS would win. Porn is going to decide whether Blu-ray or the other new DVD format will win.
Uh-huh.
well, it's certainly
that's
like
another
any business idea. You can go and wear the snazziest suit that you want and stand there in front of a room full of investors and tell them what your idea is. But if there's no PowerPoint slides, a business plan, 20-page business plan, then, like, who cares? They'll walk out of the room. So,
Yeah, I agree.
you can dress her up, but
Bad idea is still a bad idea.
bad dress is bad dress.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to come up and, speak in the mic and check out the headphones and stuff.
And it's a really cool thing because we did a little podcast last night.
Yeah.
You can separate it so you are on the right headphone and
Yeah.
he's on the left. I prefer it that way because I think it's so cool. It makes you feel like you are in a
Freak
room with
me
a
out.
couple of different people.
Is there a
So try it
camera
out.
somewhere?
Yeah. So that's like I'm
They're
over here on the left.
streaming now.
Yes, you are on the left.
So I'd be watching the computer going, what? What?
I know yours.
So
Yeah,
it's not for
that's-
me.
he's
No,
set-
yeah.
The other one's
he's
set
set
up
up
there.
the stream now.
But that's
Yep.
cool, everyone has their
So
preference.
he's got a camera?
So the next one we'll do, you'll be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Pretty cool.
So
Good
what's
stuff.
the name
Get
of
you
this
started.
podcast?
This will be called How Not to Videocast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Lead by bad example.
So where did you get this stuff?
Musician's Friend, and you can get these online. I don't know how long the special's gonna go.
They're $200 mics.
They're, 200 normally, and I don't know if they have been discontinued or what the deal is, but where I'm from, Kansas City, Missouri, they actually have Musician's Friend. It's centered right there. Their headquarters is there. So I walk in, there's a big stack of boxes, all of these mics, $59.99 a piece. The only other mic I can find that's powered started off at $299 or $199.
Yeah, they sell them at Long McQueen.
Yeah, that
Do
would,
they have them up here?
yeah,
I don't think
long
they're
as a
6
quake.
bucks long.
I think they can put
100.
something together for you for under $200.
So send Mike a check and he'll UPS them to you.
Yeah, that's true. I'll drop
No,
that.
they
Pick
need-
Yeah,
up.
in his
Buy
name. Write them out. in his
Oh,
name.
wait. The
As a
customs
gift,
deal
right?
there,
You
yeah.
gotta do a gift thing. You send it as a gift and you don't
Yeah.
get taxed on it.
That's right.
So do you want those CDs or you want some mics?
No.
Send them the cash.
I'll have the mic.
Okay. And in the mixer, I would say I've tried 3 of them already, and that's the best one.
So I'm
Yeah.
giving up my
What
seat.
is that?
for anyone
Before you
else.
leave, I'm just curious.
It's a
what you think about the
Tascam
planning session.
122.
How much planning went into them?
They have a 144, and I think the only difference is you have an
I choose
extra
not to
volume
answer that
control.
question. I'd like to see them set up.
Oh, okay.
So,
We're actually like
Tascam.
monitoring. I got the line out to here. Pretty simple, and then a split.
Well, this doesn't.
Well, that's good. City.
Yeah.
That's just what I need.
Yeah, throw it on.
Yeah, well, this looks like.
Other way, yeah. Just like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, they make it.
Copies of the telephone back.
kind of changed my focus.
Yep.
Yeah. Stir, mix that up.
Oh, step out.
You can do it at whatever you're comfortable with, sounds good in your
Yeah, and
headphones.
if that's too loud, there's a volume control there.
Then step out.
Yeah.
There's no public relations.
Cycle takes so long.
But,
All right.
so I'm talking, so I'm talking the same thing.
And the
Yeah.
power.
Okay.
Yeah, the Phantom is cool because the power.
Yeah. Yeah. 48 volts.
Yeah, so it's pulling it through the USB and it's reversing it.
This is your camera.
Yeah, there's, you can do mono mix.
I can hear
and
that,
shove
it
together
sounds
the left
great.
and right
Yeah.
channel. Has a,
Maybe that might.
And that's what we were saying, if you throw them on a lot, then I'm on the speaker and you're on the radio.
Okay.
To me,
No, push down too. But if you have a mono mix, then.
mono mix.
And you could probably do this where it's plugged in, you don't even need the laptop, you just get one piece and just record audio.
And the camera, now Radio Shack, do you have those up there?
If I have a mixer, can I do the same thing?
They have another one that's a Sanyo for $190. And it actually.
So I just put it in my, because I already have it.
The only thing I don't know is if you can stream it into the USB camera.
MP4. Oh, you should
I mean,
stop
actually
this and go to our
records as an
website, show what
ASF.
we recorded last night.
Yeah. ASF, I think it's a Microsoft format, but it seems to get converted to Flash video pretty much.
I'm not in the frame anymore. Movie's over.
Yeah, this is kind of.